Hello and welcome back. Um, and I hope everyone's well. And thank you for joining us as well in this video. Because in this video we're back into the Monsters mansion, and then we'll be doing the main entrance and the main hallway where the staircase goes, where Spock is in the staircase. But I will show you well as we go along where Spock is in the staircase. So what I'm going to do is take the camera off because I have put the floor in and I have put the kitchen door in. So what I'm going to do is just take the camera off the tripods, and as we'll have a look in now, and then we get on with then there's the other bits and pieces to it. Here's the floor. The card below, the cardboard's on the bottom, and that is the thinner one out of the two. And because there's the ones on top, I did cut the card down to 25 millimeters square, so that makes it 1 inch, and that's square. And then what I did do is paint them black, and I used grey paint just to smear over the top, and rub it in, and I went on 2 chalk pastels, and I used a brown and a white, and as what I done was scour it over, just rubbed it in, and that's how it come out. So and as I hope you like that floor, because that's the floor to the main entrance, staircase. And I know I've got a gap along there and along that door. By the time we decorate the walls and put skirting around, and as we ain't gonna see that. And also I done the kitchen door, but you see that as well in one of the earlier videos. But now it is stuck in. Okay, it's another day. Right, so I have made a start on the staircase, and I've made it out of foam boards and 5 mil. So we're just going to show you the staircase what is I've made. So, and I've made 2 sections as of the staircase, because in the middle spot, and that is going to be sitting underneath the stairs. So this is how it's going to go. You're going to fit in like this, and as the middle's going to be filled in, the floor goes on, and the staircase is only going to go up to that line there, and so you can see that line there, and so they can go up the stairs, and then step onto the first floor. So, and what I'm going to do now is put the first floor on, and then we can have a look how it looks then. Okay, I've raised up the table. I tell you, this table's a godsend, and at least you can work on it while you're standing up, and that is instead of bending over a normal table all the time, getting backache and your legs ache and all that. But the tables are pretty good. They are good. Right, and as you see, I've raised the table up, and I put the first floor on, and and then I hope you can see this where the stairs come to. Come to there. Hang on, let me put my finger in here so I can see. Yeah, and see that this is where that line there, and then they just step up onto that, because from that line to that step is the same as the steps on the staircase. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, because between these two balconies is 9 centimeters, and I'm going to make this staircase 8.5 centimeters wide. So I've got enough room so Spot can sit in, and then like is where it can go is up between the two balconies. Yeah, and also what I've made, and as I'm making the entrance as well, I've done a little bit on the entrance, and I will show you. And as I have used 5 mil foam boards, and and only one bit, and then plus I put a edging down, and they're both sides, because I'm going to make this as a removable wall, so you can see into the main hall, and then where the staircase is. But this is how it's going to fit. I've still got a lot of work to do on it yet, and because that fits in there, and then I could do my and there's stairs going up to it, and they're from the pathway, and have the double doors, and then go into the main hallway. Yeah, but I'm gonna see how it goes first before I start doing this entrance, because I want to see how long the staircase is going to take. Would take me. If it's going to take me quite a while, because I've got quite a bit to do on the staircase. And if it ain't in this video, it's going to be in the next video where I do the main entrance, and then I'll start putting the walls up on the first floor. So let's carry on with the staircase. Okay, because I cleared the house off the table, or the mansion off the table, and then I'll put it over on the other table, so I can work off this one. Right, there's the staircase, because where I'm going to make this 8.5 centimeters wide. These are 2.5, so I need to cut for the middle to join both of them together. And I need to cut a bit at 3.5 to make it 8 and 8.5. And I've got one bit of foam board, and that is in the 5mm. And there's what got enough here I think I can cut, and then I can make out and then make out the insides, and to join both the staircases together. And so I'll cut a bit for down there, a bit along there, and a bit to go up there and up there. So it'll be about 4 bits. So, and then what I'm going to do is go away and cut this up to the 4 bits, and I'll be back, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I've cut in 4 bits, and I did have plenty of football. I've still got that left. So, and we cut little bits over here. Yeah, they might come in handy for something else. So what I'm going to do now is put some glue in the tray, get my glue brush, and I'm going to stick them on. And one's 15 and one's 14, so the 15 goes there, sorry. 15 goes there, and the 14 goes, oh, still can't see that, sorry. 15 goes down there, and the 14 goes across there, and then these 2 little bits go up there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue these now. And I've got a couple of straight edges here, so what I'm going to do is put one up there, and I'm going to put one down the bottom here, so I can push the fez against it, and that's how it holds it straight. So what I'm going to do is glue this first. This is the right size. So one's 14 and one's 15. Yeah, this is 15. So I'm just going to bung a bit on the edge, the edge of this one. Put some on, yeah, a little bit on. I like to put a little bit more on, and that's how I know there's plenty on it. So if I put this one there, and I'll push this one down to there, and then I can slide this on there, push it up against the and the 1, 2, 3 block, and then push it down to the 1, 2, 3 block, and then that should be nice and straight. And then you get a lot of the glue coming out. So take away your 1, 2, 3 block, and then before it starts sticking. And we're waiting on this one because it's down on this edge, and then just just wipe it off the back here, because you don't want it all like sticking to everything in it. So so that's that one on. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use this glue up what's in this tray by putting these other 3 bits on, and we'll have a look once it's once that's done. Okay, I've got that stuck on there. See all the way around. Well, I thought, we're only on the side there now. Now what I've got to do now is, and I just wait till that dries, just give it about 10 minutes, wait till that dries. And then what I'm going to do is stick this one to that one. And they were like that. And it was where it gives us our centre for a spot to what's it in. And that's so underneath the stairs. So I'm going to give it 10 minutes to dry, and I'm going to stick this on, and then we'll go from there. Okay, it's been about 10 or 15, 20 minutes, and I've got some weights on it, as you can see. The 1, 2, 3 blocks and a 90-degree angle, and that. We're just pinning it down. So here's the moment of truth. Let's see if it looks all right. Yeah, it's in all right, look. And then that is the only real test there be, is when they're going to see it over in the house, and or to say the mansion, and as you see, and they see what it looks like in there. Okay, so we're at the lobby, or to say the hall, where the front entrance is. But I'm going to put this in, and then we will see what it looks like. And let me just straighten it up and sit it down. Yeah, I think that looks all right. Now it's going to when it's all filled in, and that looks pretty good. And let's see, because now I've got like as the 2.5 centimeters, no, 2.5 millimeter, and they're both sides and all that. So the stair rails can go up, and then meet up with the rails will go around the balconies. So yeah, I think that looks right. Right, let's go back to the table, and then let's talk about the steps. Okay, back at the table. Well, I have cut 2 bits of cards to go, and one bit to go along the bottom, and one bit to go along the top of the stair, the bottom stair. And but what I'm going to do, I'm going to start from here, and I'm going to work up so far, and then I'm going to do the opening for and a spot to sit in. But with what I have cut, and this is the kind of cards I'm using, it's only an A3 cards from Amazon, and then we get like delivery, and there's a little bit thicker cards, you know. And I think there's about 1.5 or 2 mil thick, and you know, so that'd be plenty for a step. And then these ones here, and I think they're back of picture frame. And that card's where you put in the back of what was it? What, don't know if it's A3 or whatever, and a picture frame, and that's the backing of it. Right, so this one is the kind of dark, well, ain't dark brown, it's all coloured sandy, and then it's going to sit down there, and like that, along the bottom there like that. And if I put it down on the table, and then I hope you see that, and I'll put this one on top. So that one's going to go on top like that, and then this one here is going to go down the bottom like that. If I get a 1, 2, 3 block or something, and just pin that against there, and as you can, and then roughly see what it's going to look like. And that's how I've got to do that all the way up. And as you know, I've got to cut out the old, the old, and I'll put another set of stairs in there. But it's going to be opening like that, and as an spot is going to be down here somewhere. So, right. So, and what I'm going to do now is go away, cut these cards, starts sticking up so far, and let's see how it's going. Okay, I'm back. Right, so I stuck 4 steps on, as you can see. They're looking all right, aren't they? They're looking good, actually. And plus, I'll put the base in there for Spot to sit on. And that is then plus what I have cut, and I've cut 2 of these small staircases, 2 small ones. I took it, and because I've got a bit of foam boards, and I put it up against this here, and it was like that. Oh, sorry, and if you can see, now as an then just and the molds come off, and as an then will just come out. And as in once I've done one, I've done the other one exactly the same, and it gives me 2. So, and I have marked them, and I've got left on one side. So as you look at the stairs, we've got left on one side and right on the other. So, and as in these ones, I am going to be opening. What's that? 4 stairs. That's there. So this is going to be open like that. And they're like that, so you can see, right, and then that's how you can see Spot insides. And that is so, yeah. So I'm going to go away and fill these in. All I'm going to do is put a card across there, and that is, and then once I've got this glued, and as in glue this here, I can take that out, and as in I can cut it out, or just measure these, and as in whatever you've got left on the card, to fit in there, and across that one, and is in that one there, and that as in plus I put a base in, I put a bit of board out the back here, and fill these 2 ends in. So once it's open like that, right, you can't see it, and as once it's open like that, well, like that. And now you can't see inside the staircase, the stairs, or and that is in out the back of it. So, and that is just what I'm going to go and do. Well, okay. It's taking a little time to do, but as I've only got a little bit more left to do, I've got to do the upstands on these ones here, and that is an M plus. Do this. We'll just finish off this. The stairs will go in there to open it up, and I'll just put them in there so you can see what it looks like. And if you just give me one, let me just get it in there and tuck that underneath there. Put it up there and see if it looks straight enough. Yeah. And it's going to look like that. And then once it's done, I've still got to do these here. And then I'm going to varnish it. Dark oak, and that to make it look old. But I'm not going to do these sides because these are going to be all wood paneling on one of these sides. But I ain't going to do them until I decorate the hallway. And to decorate the hallway, I need to get the next floor on so I could do all the walls in one. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is just fill these in, and now inside there's been painted black, so a Spot can see in there. And I'll come back and show you once I've done these. And and then we'll put it inside inside the main hall of the mansion, and then see what it looks like. Okay, the stairs ain't finished, but I've got the steps in. Now all I've got to do now is coat them a dark varnish, and that was, and then we'll see. And I've done there's the other bit as well. That bit could be stuck in a minute. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna varnish these first as well, and then I will put it in. And let me just turn this back around again so I can put it in, and I'll come back and show you. And then we'll have a look. See if I can get it in. Let's just level it in. I don't know, I don't know if that looks alright, but that's it. That looks okay, doesn't it? That looks pretty good. Yeah, so, and then we're going to be getting Spock in here, so, sorry, not Spock, Spot. And as soon as I varnish it, and now I've got to do just do the handrails both sides now. And then we get spot in it. And then that'll be that done. And then we can start upstairs and the main entrance. And as I said, and then I'll wallpaper it, and then do this wood paneling in once the next the next floor's on. So, and I'm gonna go put it in the house now, and then we'll have a look at it. Yeah. Okay, I've taken the camera off the stands, and I'll put it in the house for the in the main entrance in the mansion for a moment, so we can have a look at it, see what it looks like just before it's near enough finished. And so we go above it. Yeah, once it's all varnished and the handrails is up staircase are done and spots in it, and then this spot, and it's going to look and that's absolutely brilliant. So the next bit is putting the dark varnish on it, and who's doing the handrail. So I will, and I'm going to start that now. Okay, it's painted it brown, and as you see now, and I've done the little the stairs. So what opens up? I ain't going to glue this in until I get spot in there, and then once I get spot in there, I can get the glue that in, and then I can start doing the handrails up the stairs. And that's in the picture. Because down the bottom of the stairs, and you got a big step. See that you got a big step that goes along the bottom there. And I haven't done that on this one here because I just don't know why I didn't do it. But I haven't done it, and all it does is just go straight, and then it just goes straight across. So so what I've done is some where piers or where they're called, and and I've done 2 of those, but in the picture they are an hexagons, and they're 6-sided. But I've only done mine square, and I've got a little goggle on top, and I will show you them in just a moment. And plus what I have done, and then I've got the handrail here, and as you can see, there's the handrail go upstairs, and I've got 2 bits of that because they're 45 centimeters long, and we do make these ourselves, and because I make them, out of 8mm and out of 8mm woods, as you see. So I've got 2 of those, and I'll cut them down to go upstairs, and that made some spokes to go upstairs. I think they're called spokes, I ain't sure. And then they will sit on the stairs, and they'll sit on there. The shell done these out of cocktail. No, sorry, of kebab skewers. So what we have done, and now we have like 3D printed some 3D printed some stuff, and now I'm going to show you that now because we have and 3D printed the dragon, the spot to go into the hole or to sit underneath the stairs. So I'll show you that now, and then we have painted it as well. and Zan put fire out of his mouth. And that's how I painted it. Well, 3D printed it, painted it, and put fire coming out of his nose. And that's how once that sits in there, sits back in there, and because that looked pretty good. So, and that's all printed now. We're done now, as you can see. And as it is sitting on this cardboard, so I can get the angle, and is that how I want. So, well, I'm going to put that down there. And also we have, and then there's 3D printed these columns, or we'll go down the bottom of the stairs, and they're like that. Oh, that's so you can see them. And as you can go down the bottom like that, down the bottom of the stairs, and that is what they're like. So it doesn't matter if the NFVs ain't like six-sided, and it ain't gonna be perfect or anything like that. But for the size of the collar, if you do these six-sided, they do turn out big. Yeah, so for we go with a square one, and as you don't take up so much room, because and they're with the other one, you got to sit them on the sides, like that. So when the handrail comes down, because you've got to bend it to go into the and as into the column. But if we use the square one, and then we can just go straight in for heads, in front of it, and we can just go straight up with the handrail, and then make it much easier. And as in plus, because these ones here come into two parts, and then you 3D print that, and then you 3D print this little gargle at the top, and then glue them on. So what I'm going to do is go away now, and I'm going to paint these, the handrail. What I'll do is a gluing spot as well, and then and then make sure everything's glued, all the handrails up, all painted, and the stairs facing out, and that is, and then let's see what it looks like. Okay, I've finished the staircase. I'll just get it for you and show you it, and I hope you like it. And that is the main staircase to go into the main hallway in the Munsters mansion. And I have put and then sorry, I've stuck spotting, and that is in the and then they're firing that fire, as you can see. So yeah, it's all done, and all the handrails and I'll move it back a bit so you can see it. And all the handrails done on it. The carpet's been put on it, and yeah, that's the other side of it. And now I've left this carpet and hanging down the back there, because when you put it in the house, there's another step where to step up onto the first floor. But what I've left that on there so I can cut that to go on there. And that's, and then plus why this we can find somewhere to hold it. And that's why this angle's cut out of the back here. Because when they come out of the kitchen and they want to get to the other sides and of the staircase, instead of walking all the way round, and as they could just go straight and then they're straight across. So and what I'm going to do now is go and put it in the main hall, and as in the Munsters mansion, and then we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, before I put it into the mansion, these sides, and I haven't done that, but I'm going to do them when I decorate the main hall, because these are wood paneling, will go way up there, and then because you've got as halfway halfway up the walls on the ground floor, and there's all wood panels. So there's an in plus up on here, it's all wood panels. But I will do that when I decorate the main hall. Okay, I'm behind the camera now, and there's the staircase in the main hallway of the mansion, and that does look pretty effective. And once all the walls are done in there, and as we see Spot and that eyes through shooting out fire. So that's a bit terrifying to see, and especially you knock out the door. And that, so yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Now what I'm going to do is put the entrance on, and that is, then we'll have a look through the entrance, or it's all half entrance because I ain't finished yet. And that is, then it's just a frame. And I'll get in, I'll put it on, and then we'll have a look through. And I put the entrance on, and that is my next job is now is working on this entrance here. As you see, like because that's the staircase, and that looking, and then with the entrance on. Yeah, I think that looks pretty effective actually, and I'll do like that, and I think it's come out well. So okay, and now we have a little chat. Right, that's that's the main staircase in the Munsters mansion finished. I'd like to say a big thank you to all our new subscribers, and a really big thank you to all the ones who's been with us for quite a while. Because in the next one we're going to be doing the main entrance, the doors, and the porch, and and then we're going to be doing the walls, and that's on the first floor. So thank you for watching this video, and we'll speak to you in the next one. So thank you very much, and bye bye.